Hello and welcome to Coastal Crafts. So I'm back today as I bought this die quite a while ago. This is from Aliexpress. It's meant to make up I don't know what you call it, an album, a journal. Yeah, probably an album. And I hadn't used it. I wanted to get around. So I tried it out one time and had a complete nightmare. Couldn't work out how to do it. And today I seem to have just about worked out how to do it. So I'm just going to show you in case you were interested in purchasing this. It's from Aliexpress. I think it was about £6 or £7, so it's not the cheapest die that you get. But I was just excited to be able to make some kind of album. So here is the finished album. Well, finished as in I put the papers in. I need to stick photos in and decorate it and things like that. So I'll just quickly show you this one, and then I'll do a quick demonstration of how I put it together, just because it's fairly confusing. So I did have some issues with the spine, so it didn't seem to be completely perfect in the measurements. So it's sort of narrow, wider at one side, narrow at the other side, but hopefully that's not too noticeable. So I kind of just let that go. Yeah, I'll just have a quick flick through and show you. So this is the front cover. I'll show you the paper pads that I used. So I use this one by Simply Creative, the enchantment paper. Just cute, cheap paper, but cute. The Rainbow Magic one from Hoft, which is all pretty unicorny. And this cute one I got when I was in America, which is the Recollections, kind of magical or something. Stay magical. Stay magical. And at the back it's got one of those like big ones, Believe in Your Dreams. So who knows what I would have done with that if I hadn't used it for a cover. So that's why I used it on the cover there. And it's got these cute little flowers I also picked up from Aliexpress. £1.30, I think it said 100. I've not counted them. To me it looks more like 50, but you know, £1.30, I'll let them off. So yeah, that's what they look like. They're quite cute as well, aren't they? So there's that. And on the inside, got these pages. So I find that the front cover, there's no real sort of space there. I might alter that next time I make one. Whereas in between the sort of other pages, there is, if you can see, there's a little gap there, which is more useful because when you can stick stuff on, can't you? And make it a bit more three-dimensional. So if you were counting, you'd know how many pages you get. I'm not counting. There you go. So then I just need to add my photos and decorate it. So I used that die, and then I already owned a set of these. It's not that easy to see in here because I've got loads of other dies, but a set of Sizzix dies, just ordinary plain rectangle dies. If you look at Sizzix dies, it's quite obvious which ones they are. And this is the 10 centimeters times 14 centimeters roughly die, so it's not the largest one, and it fit perfectly with the size of this die. So it made the what do you call it? It made the pages perfectly. And to cut the spine, because you'd need to cut a piece of paper to go on the end, I just cut one of these and then just cut it down as my scoreboard. So yeah, so you wouldn't be able to do it just with that. You would need some kind of a die. Not say you need this size die. You could obviously, you could go bigger, or you could go, I could go smaller, but you could go bigger. I might try going bigger. But yeah, so I'll just quickly show you how it all folds up, because that's a really complicated bit. So hold on a second. So once you die cut it, you end up with a piece that looks like this. And you can see it's got all these lines in it. If I bring it up a bit more closely. But what I've done is I used my new tonic board thing, whatever you call it, and scored the lines just to make them a bit easier. So I sort of worked out that it's got two that are wide and one that is narrower. So the two that are wide are going to be the ones coming up this way, and the ones around the narrow ones are ones going to be going down. So thinking about sort of like turning it over and scoring, see on this one, it's a lot easier actually if you make a little mark so you can actually see what you're doing. Let's see where all my pencils have gone. I think the matter is I use a pen. So on these wider ones, I've made a mark to show me which ones I've got to score that way. and then the other ones will be going down. So put it in here and just score them. I just think this made it a little bit easier to bend it. And then see on the other side, these little ones would be going this way. So I just turning it over. Put it down that way, I'll probably see more easily. Got to line it all up. Right, anyway, then when you've scored some of them, you'd fold the one that's got the big two gaps upwards, and then the other one downwards. Oh, so it's sort of making this kind of concertina shape. And then, as you can see on here, this is a narrow gap, so this is going to be the kind of the valley. So this one's got to go upwards as well. Oh. So it should end up, if I do that one whilst I'm at it, it should end up with one that sticks up and a little one somewhere here and a little one. So this one would be the one that I would put the double-sided tape down the middle and stick it together, and this would be kind of the little channel that would go inside each page, and that you just attach to your cover. So you can see how it's starting to form the bits that you attach the pages to, and then you'd cut your little rectangles. I haven't got any to hand. Just imagine that piece of paper and just stick them either side to make a bit of a flap, and then you can decorate it. So you keep going and you end up with a spine which has got loads of these sort of bumpy bits. That's why I covered it in another piece of paper to hold it all together. So I found double-sided tape did seem to hold it. And then I also did go over with some masking tape, so I used a range of this black one and this white one, just to make sure that the cover stayed on firmly. And yeah, I'm not going to go through it all because we'll be here all day, but it didn't actually take that long to do. I covered it with washi tape on the spines just because I didn't like the joins, the way it looked. And obviously you could go over all the outside bits, couldn't you, if you wanted to, but it's going to be personal preference. So I'm fairly happy with that. I'm going to give it another go as well, but I've got an album there that I can use, and I've got some photos I've got in mind to go with those papers. If you've got any questions or you've got any better ideas on how to make this look better, do let me know. Otherwise I will speak to you soon.